Hello everyone, welcome to iReview. Today we're going to do a quick unboxing of Z Fold 4 from Samsung. I bought this from Google Fi. As you can see, its MRP is $1,799, but it's $1,000 off today. So it would end up being $799.99. But I've also opted to trade in my S21, which would fetch another $580. So I'm roughly spending about less than a couple of $100, including taxes. But to do this, you will need to port in a number from another carrier. I'm porting in from Metro PCS. And also, since I'm a local reviewer at Google, they give you service for free until the end of this year. So it's quite a sweet deal. I wasn't planning on buying a Z Fold 4. I had the Z Fold 3 and I just didn't like the huge form factor and the weight of it sitting in my pocket. But since it's a good deal, I wanted to give it a try. So let's do the unboxing. So the packaging itself is very similar to how it was for the Z Fold 3. Not much has changed, but there are a few changes to this phone compared to the previous versions. And we will quickly cover those changes momentarily. Okay, here's the phone. Here's a marketing card and getting started quick card from Google Fi. Let's see what else is included. I guess that's pretty much it. There's not even a USB C cable. I'm going to see what's in this other side. Oh, there's actually a USB C cable in the other side. And then there's probably another guide from Samsung, a quick start guide from Samsung. Okay, so let's take a look at the phone itself. Going to turn it on. I'm going to charge it for a few hours. One pet peeve for me is I use a Pixel 6 Pro and my S22 as my daily drivers. And the placement of the volume rocker buttons and the power button are all over the place. For my Pixel, the power button is at the top and then the volume rocker buttons are at the bottom. And then Samsung follows the opposite approach. So it's just confusing when you're grabbing a phone from your pocket. It takes you a couple of tries to, increase or decrease the volume. So I'm going to complete the setup. While the setup continues, let's quickly take a look at the specs. So as you can see, not a lot of big changes between version 3. The chipset and the processor are different for Z Fold 4. So it's going to use the latest Snapdragon 8 Plus Generation 1 processor. Another big difference are the cameras. So for Z Fold 3, it had a 12 megapixel wide camera, and the new one, the Z Fold 4, has a 50 megapixel wide camera. The connectivity remains the same, very similar. The battery remains the same. The display is slightly different. So you can see the pixels for Z Fold 4 are a little bit like the pixel size is smaller horizontally and it's a little bit larger vertically. It's still a 120 hertz display. So everything else is pretty similar. So I'm going through the usual setup. So I'm going to transfer the data using Samsung Smart Switch. I've installed that on my Pixel 6 Pro. Okay, so while the transfer is ongoing, you have the charger port at the bottom as usual. the speakers at the top. The fingerprint reader is built into the power button. I actually like that compared to the on-screen fingerprint sensor on my S22 Ultra, which is very unreliable, especially after you put a screen protector on. And then you have the SIM tray over here. So when you fold the display, you can see the smaller display turn on. This has always been awkward because it's too narrow. I mean, it's the same situation with Z Fold 3, but that's one of the compromises that you have to make to fit the design. So even though the number of changes are tiny, the new processor apparently is a lot more efficient in terms of battery power compared to Z Fold 3. So Snapdragon Gen 1 processor should significantly improve the battery life compared to the older version. So those are my initial impressions. I will do a thorough review after using it for a few days, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.